Wall Street Memes Casino,
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.
This is Joe Pugh for IFLTV. We're here at the Matchroom Gym, Brentwood, Stapleford Abbots, whatever you want to call it. CONOR BENN, how are you, mate?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. I'm well.
You look like you're sunning yourself up, loving life with your family at the minute.
Yeah, loving life. You know, really enjoying time with my family, to be honest, man. You know, really like lapping it up.
I just spoke to you and Diego, just see him do some rounds with George Liddard. Bit of work to do, but a lot of really good talent there, and you're looking forward to helping him along his journey.
Yeah, do you know what it is for me? It's like I see a lot of young fighters coming up, and you know, when you see a young athlete really applying himself, it's nice to be able to give hidden gems of wisdom. You know, whether it's also helping out financially or helping out, you know, through knowledge, helping out through experience. I feel like there's a lot I can offer, you know, young fighters coming up that, you know, may not have the opportunity. You know, so for me, it's just a blessing to be able to do that. And, you know, I met Diego through Everlast, and, you know, it was just happy we connected. I like him. He's a lovely guy. He applies himself. He dedicates himself. And I feel like those attributes, it's things you can't teach, you know, such as the work ethic, the discipline, the mindset. And, you know, he has that. There's just a lot of other technical things to work on.
Yeah, met him out in Mallorca. Speaking to you off camera, you love it out there, don't you?
Ah, it's beautiful, mate. It's like my second home. I'll probably be there 6 months of the year, I reckon. Yeah.
Well, I spoke to Eddie Hearn about you last week. I said, any update on CONOR BENN, as it seems like hundreds of interviewers up and down the world ask every interview. He said, listen, now the quieter it is, the better it is at this point. So can you give us any update at all?
There ain't no updates. And, you know, for me, I haven't been speaking to the lawyers because it's, you know, you're either up or you're down. Bit of bad news, you know, the ground swallows me up, and then a bit of good news. I'd just rather just be able to focus on my training. My team have enabled me now to just focus on my graft, you know, train every day. So, you know, I've shown more work ethic and discipline in the past 2 years than I have my whole career. You know, the mindset, the discipline, the dedication, the work ethic, it's unmatched. You know, and for me to be able to still be able to graft and put the work in that I am, you know, I think that's testament to my character and, you know, how much I love the sport of boxing.
Yeah, when you look at the work you're still doing, even helping people out, does it just show that resilience and your love for the sport still?
Yeah, of course, I love boxing. I feel like I was born to fight. This is what I do. It's who I am. It's my DNA. Whether I like it or not, I was always meant for this. I'm built for this. You know, as far as resilience and strength, yeah, I believe I got tons of it from it. You know, being able to help others while still going through my own shit. But I love the sport of boxing, man. I love being able to help people. I love seeing, you know, young fighters come up. It's refreshing. You know, people who really put the work in.
Last time we really spoke to you was in Saudi Arabia when he was facing off with Manny Pacquiao. Since then, it looks like the WBC have approved Manny Pacquiao and Mario Barrios. They're two names that you've been linked with in the past. What do you make of that fight?
Yeah, first off, it's frustrating because I was in line to fight Barrios for the WBC World title. And mate, it killed me. Because, you know, my dad's got a belt. I've got my dad's belt, his WBC belt, up in my house at home, and it says, it's time for you to now go get yours, son. And for me to be in line to fight for the WBC World title and not be able to, that was a hard pill to swallow, you know, but, because it's a dream, you know, it's your dream. So it is what it is, and no doubt that will, you know, come up again, top 5, almost every governing body, so. But the WBC is the belt that has a good sound to it. I like the colours as well. But yeah, as far as Pacquiao and Barrios, I think it's a good fight. And, you know, I'll definitely be watching that fight. I might even be ringside for that fight.
Do you think people are giving Manny Pacquiao a little bit of unfair stick because of, obviously he's been retired, but surely his legacy and what he's done, he deserves to get that opportunity?
Of course he does. He's a legend of the game, Hall of Famer. You know, so people are going to talk about you regardless. Good or bad. What happens when he wins it? If he wins it. So people are going to talk about you regardless in life. Do what you want to do. If he wants to fight and, you know, do a George Foreman and come and win the world title at the age of 42 maybe.
I think you might have been 44. Don't quote me on it, but yeah.
Yeah, mate, crack on. Come back and prove the world wrong. People are going to talk about you regardless. You know, no one's going to be happy with, not everybody's going to be happy with decisions people make in life, but it's not their decision to make.
That's still a massive fight, though, for you. Either one of those names, the winner, you've got to be locking that. You've already said you'll be ringside. Let's have it at this point, isn't it?
I've been saying let's have it for the past 2 years. What do you mean? You know, you're talking. It's just mental because as soon as my hands are tied, everyone's then calling it. But I'm like, where have you lot been? People not even in my weight. You know, from 130 to 160, it's just been, it's like, guys, like, you know my hands are tied.
You could be the most called out person in boxing, yeah?
The past 2 years, by the big watch, Gervonta Davis, Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, Manny Pacquiao, EUBANK. It's like, of course, now you lot want it. But when the fight could have happened, you know, we sent over the $15 million offer to Gervonta and he turned it down, didn't even come back to us. So, you know, I think a lot of it is talk, a lot of it is clout. You know, but at the end of the day, all I want to do is fight, man. That's the reality. The biggest fights, the best fights. You know, I weren't even eyeing up any of them smaller guys, but, you know, they wanted to, you know, have whatever they wanted to say, and I said, okay, cool, no problem, let's fight.
What do you think of this Ryan Garcia situation? It's absolutely wild to watch it from the outside.
It's hard, you know, because, yes, and he can brush it off the way he has. I don't care how he's dealt with it, how I've dealt with it. We've both dealt with it differently. You know, I'm more... It's hard because you can't really trust the media. Me going through what I've gone through, you can't really trust the media with it. You know, has he approached it right? I don't think so. I wouldn't approach it that way. You know, I wear my heart on my sleeve. If I said it's hurting me, it's hurting me. If I've been down and out, I'm telling you I've been down and out. If I've cried, I've cried. I'm not going to pretend like this ain't affected me, you know, because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I ain't got nothing to hide. You know, that's the way I am, whereas with him it was... Yeah, I don't think it was handled greatly. But then again, he's getting shown a lot of support and love by his own people, you know. So it's like, should I have just played that card then? Would I have got shown that same support from my people? But it's just a hard one because it's like the hurt is real, you know, and he'll be hurting from it. So, and then, you know, it's for the substance abuse and, you know, I just pray he gets the help he needs. And that's all really, man.
Jerome Boots Ennis, he disposed of David Avanesian. I know Avanesian was a late replacement opponent, but another man in your weight division, and another man you've openly said before you would like to fight during your career. What did you make of that performance?
I only watched the highlights because it would have been really early my time and having 2 kids. Yeah, no, ain't no good. He's a good fighter. I can't comment on the fight, but he is a good fighter. Avanesian's, you know, spent quite a while out the ring. You know, so I mean, it was expected in my head. It would have been expected, you know, due to Avanesian being out the ring for so long. I think his last big fight was Josh Kelly, which was how long ago?
Well, he fought Terence Crawford and got, yeah, but obviously he got disposed of, and I think he might have had one warm-up fight since then. But he has been out of the ring for a very long time.
A long time, so you can't come back and then fight someone like Ennis off of being out of the ring a long time. You know, those are the fights I call for. Everyone says I ain't called for them. I've called for them. I've called for every single one of them. At the end of the day, you're there to test yourself against the best. That's the reality. You know, and I take chances and risks that no one would take. You know, me willing to go up to 160. No problem. You think I'm concerned? Do you think I'm worried? Do I look like the type of guy that's worried? Do I look like the type of guy that's worried about anything? You know, no, I'm not. I don't care.
Is your plan still to fight the biggest fights between £147 and £160?
No, I'll only fight EUBANK at 160 and I'm straight back down to 147.
Okay.
I'm not doing 160 for nobody. Personally, I prefer the 8-ounce gloves, and personally, I feel better on 147, but I'd still tump that idiot up at 160. You know, so that's how I feel about that. But me, 147 is definitely the future. That's where I want to hold my belts. Then, you know, eventually in the next, 4 or 5 years, get up to 154 and then go from there. But for me now, it's either EUBANK or the big names in 147. I told the team I ain't having no warm-up. Told the team no warm-up. Don't need a warm-up.
What do you think of the rumoured Canelo EUBANK Jr. fight?
I would love to see that because I'd love to get his ass spanked again. That's it. You know, that's the only reason really. You don't. Just love to see his ass get spanked, to be honest.
In your heart of hearts, does that fight happen? You and
to.
EUBANK?
It has to. It has to. And if you don't, we can settle it down. We'll go down Brighton Gym. Go to Hove ABC, innit?
I think so. Well, I think he trains. I don't even know where he trains at the minute. But
wherever it is, I'll meet you there. Just give me a time.
From when the original fight got announced to now, with everything, all the water that's gone under the bridge, like, do you think there's a genuine hatred between the two of you now that wasn't there before?
I mean, I always thought he was a bit of an idiot, personally. But I think now, yeah, I'd just love to just really inflict some damage personally. That's just how I feel, you know. And I know he feels the same. So that probably ain't all business for me.
Excellent, Conor. Thank you very much for speaking to IFLTV. Is there anything else you'd like to mention?
Just a big thank you to all my supporters, man. I love every single one of you, and God willing, I'll be back out, in the next few months. God willing.
Excellent. Thank you very much, mate.
Pleasure.
Cheers. Thank you, Conor.
Wall Street Memes Casino
I'm fine.
and Sportsbook.